myself, Joseph Grutt.
This is our 100th show.
100.
We have been doing, how long is it? Oh, it's over a year,
It's
obviously.
been over a year, yeah. Over a year and a few months.
Yep, but for those of you who have just started watching, I figured we should do a recap.
Okay.
My name is Casey Strata, and I like to party.
My name is Joe Grutt, and I like to party.
That's good, Joe, but I already said that. Could you do something different?
Okay. My name's Joe Grutt, and I like to party.
Okay. I already said that I'm Casey Strata, and I like to party. So
I'm Joe Grutt. I like to party.
No one parties, but Casey Strata.
Okay. So you get to party.
Yes.
Okay. And then I party.
No one parties but me.
And Joe Grutt.
Fuck it. Okay, so welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Unfortunately, we have a somber topic to bring up.
Not a very happy 100th episode.
But like Joe just said, we don't pick the news, unfortunately.
We just shoot about it.
And, well, Andrew Martin, known as the Punisher to some, but Test to most, is unfortunately
no longer with us.
No more.
It's very sad. It's sad that another wrestler has passed on.
33 of them?
33, a few days away from 34.
That's barely a life.
It hasn't come out yet that it is drug related.
We're waiting toxicology reports.
My gut is probably telling me it's probably going to be drug related. I did. There was news that he had just went to the rehab that WWE offers. I don't know if that was recently or within a year or whatnot. It's very sad.
Yeah, I remember there were reports not too long ago that he had a drunken incident and drove his Corvette into a parked car.
That's when he was still with Kelly, correct?
Yeah, but we're not going to talk about the sad things that happened to Test.
We're just going to take like 4 minutes and just discuss some memories of Test.
We're going to do some, I'm already reminiscing.
What do you got for me?
My first live Raw, I saw Big Boss Man face Test in a nightstick on a pole match.
Classic.
And unfortunately for Test, Big Boss Man accidentally pulled the back of his tights down. But all the women in the arena went crazy, so I was like, fuck that guy, his great glutes.
I think I can safely say for Casey and myself that we were not big Test fans.
Not so much. I didn't dislike him, like he didn't have X-Pac.
No, it wasn't like every time he came on screen, like, oh, here comes another Test segment, I gotta change the channel.
I kind of liked Test when he came back on ECW and faced Bobby Lashley. I kind of liked him.
I liked the Testicles Test.
Yeah.
When Stacey Keebler was his publicist.
Yeah.
And she came up with testicles. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
And his bit with Scott Steiner when Stacey was like kind of blowing Scott in the back or whatnot.
Yeah. You gotta remember that before most of this, Test's claim to fame was a tag team that he formed with Prince Albert.
It's true. TNA.
And they were actually a pretty good tag team.
They were a legitimate tag team.
They were a legit tag team. I would definitely not put them on a top 10 list, but I definitely felt like they were a good tag team, though.
So before we started shooting, Casey and I were talking about like highlights and like what we want to talk about in the show, and we were talking about kind of like where we thought Test was at his high point, and I pointed out the fact that Test's high point in his career, next to the testicles and Scott Steiner thing, was when he and Stephanie McMahon were supposed to legitimately get married, and Test was getting a push to the sky, and then unfortunately his world came all crumbling down when Stephanie McMahon decided to what we now know is marry Triple H.
He just sounds like he's had a bunch of Charlie Brown moments.
Yeah, it's really bad.
No. And I don't mean to make fun of Test. It's nothing like that.
No.
I mean, I'm just being
realistic.
enjoying,
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not going to blow him up like he's one of the greatest wrestlers ever. He seems like a really nice guy.
Yep.
And he wasn't untalented. I would definitely say Test was about the equivalent of 9 friggin' Blueprint Matt Morgans.
Yeah. Oh, fuck Matt Morgan.
Matt Morgan is trying to be Test.
Way to go! You beat Abyss
in
in
10,000
tumble.
When we thought he was Test when he initially debuted in TNA, but it turned out.
And we kept yelling Test at him when we didn't see him.
We also everyone yelled at Lance Hoyt.
Yeah, Test.
Is that Test? We legitimately thought it was Test the first time we went to the arena.
So,
or the zone, as we like to say.
The zone. It's not even the Impact Zone anymore. It's just the zone. So, what the fuck is that?
We just saw Vicky Guerrero.
We're watching Raw. We're doing old school style here, taping in Raw.
We've got 2 simultaneous migraines. It just hit me.
So we just want to take the first kind of 5 minutes just to, remember Test, and it's very sad, and prayers and thoughts go to his family and everybody, who's close to him. So we're going to take this latter part of the video, and Spinnernet made a video, I don't know, like a week ago or something like that, about how he's upset that Coco Beware is in the Hall of Fame, and that he's never going to watch the Hall of Fame, or won't take the Hall of Fame seriously, I think is what he said. I don't know if I'm not even that upset that Coco Beware I'm not upset at all that Coco Beware is really in the Hall of Fame, because I think this is kind of WWE, what they do, they'll pick a lot of strong guys and maybe they haven't recently done this, we went back and looked at Wikipedia, it's been pretty legit, but you got the Funks, you got Ricky Steamboat, you got Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Coco Beware, do I think there's other people who they could have put in that spot? Possibly. But it's not like he was not deserving. I think he was very, very good for the business. I've never heard a horrible thing said about Coco Beware. And then also I looked up, and I saw this on Wikipedia, so I can't really just take it for what it is. I guess and I was big into the 80s. That's Casey's cell phone that he's getting a text on. And I was big into the 80s and whatnot, so Coco Beware is kind of I know Coco Beware, I've watched Coco Beware many a times, very enjoyable, but I guess back in the late 80s, early 90s, there was a promotion called UWA, and they were doing a thing with WWF, and they were like cross-promoting, and Coco Beware actually went over there and was their 2-time heavyweight champion. I don't know anything about this, and that's like the only real serious title he's ever held. I think if you went off stats, if you were like, he was never a world champion, then he does not, if that's what you're basing on, you get in the Hall of Fame, is championships, then he shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. Why shouldn't he be in the Hall of Fame? What has he... Yeah, he hasn't... It's such difficult, because from a fan's point, I'm not upset, and I'm glad he's in the Hall of Fame. Kudos to him. What?
Nothing.
Oh. I don't know what you're pointing at.
Oh, no. Go ahead.
So, I don't know. What do you think, Casey?
I just feel like you said, that I guess if you're only going to... validate someone on their accomplishments, then I think a lot of the people in the Hall of Fame, you would be hard pressed to find someone, unless your main guys, sorry that went off, unless you're looking at your main guys like Steve Austin, Rock, aside from here's what I just told Joey, is that you gotta remember, wrestling's fake. So you can't really, you're not at the helm of your own destiny as far as what titles you win.
Yeah.
He had kind of a joke character.
He did.
And he played that shit well. I was watching Psych 3 weeks ago, and they made a Coco Beware joke.
Did they?
Yeah. People love Coco Beware.
Because he was flamboyant.
I think Spinnernet is missing that, and I think if he looks on it, he's being a little bit elitist. And that your average person really liked Coco Beware, because he was very silly, but also very fun.
He did something that not a lot of wrestlers back then and wrestlers do now. He has a rememberable character.
Yes.
Like you will always remember Coco Beware for a bird, shiny jacket, and pants, and a blonde strip in his hair usually.
Yes. And you know what? To end this thing, Spinnernet said that Coco Beware does not deserve to be in anyone's Hall of Fame. I'm going to dispute that by saying that in the world's, any kind of parrot or parakeet, Hall of Fame.
Bird Hall of Fame.
The Bird Hall of Fame. Coco Beware is probably right up there.
If not top-notch.
Yeah.
Bird Hall of Fame kind of guy.
It's him and the...
American Bald Eagle.
Was it the
American Bald.
The pickle bird from the commercial. The dill pickles.
And
that's a Blassie.
Yes, I know what you... The stock.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So, you could take a whole video make about this, but we've got to go. I think time is almost up. So, Coco Beware, not really upset he's in the Hall of Fame.
And to be honest, if you're that upset, don't worry about it. Because
it's the WWE Hall of Fame, really. I mean, it's never... I guess you could make it a point that they do legitimate stuff, but...
Because chances are, there's going to be someone that's going to piss you off even worse next year.
And you're kind of getting to the thin of things now with the list. I mean, there's, like I said, other guys that could be in, but it didn't work out that way, so...
Yeah, if it was Glacier,
then we'd have a problem.
Then make a video.
Maybe even Ernest the Cat, although...
Ernest the Cat Miller deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
No, he does not.
Ernest the Cat Miller and his mama.
What?
He's legit.
And his
karate
gators?
black belt.
They should just retire his gators.
There should be a place that you can go, like a Planet Hollywood restaurant, and there should just be wrestling memorabilia there.
Ernest the Cat's gators.
Like his gators, like Triple H's jacket.
And Glazier's face mask. I'm just...
Yeah.
Alright, goodbye.